everybody, it's Sharon here. Welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. So I've chosen this Reader's Digest book to alter to create a cover for my next design team project for at JunkWithSteph, and I am going to begin by taking the pages out, and this one is glued in quite well, so I'm not sure how this will go, but just taking my knife and kind of making sure that I'm running behind this, so my complete signature or my whole set of pages, I'm kind of trying to run my knife between the two. You can see there's a bit of a gap, and that can occur if you run your knife in there and just slowly, I don't want to force anything, and I definitely do not want to cut into my spine. Okay, and that's come away quite nicely, and then going to do the same thing, so just popping my knife or blade into that cavity. There is a bit of bookbinding tape that is offering a little bit of resistance, so I'm just taking it slowly because I don't want to cut into something that could potentially destroy the cover of the book. And I might turn it over now and see if I can find that same cavity here. And just finish off removing those pages. Yay! So I'm going to set this aside. This could potentially become a glue book. I want to investigate actually, because it looks to me like the signatures may be sewn in. I was trying to find, oh, they are. So I'm actually going to remove these by cutting the stitches, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll do this one now. If I can open that out, I'm going to take my unpicker and try not to, the first signature is usually the most difficult. Trying to flatten that out. Oh, there we go. So I'm pushing down here so that I can get my unpicker in there. Usually once you've removed the first couple of signatures, now this should come out intact. And so I get a double page spread that I can use inside a journal. I can use it to make larger ephemera. So I'm not going to pull them all out, but I'll show you the first signature. Like I said, usually once I've done one or two signatures like this, they seem to come away much easier than the first couple. Now, of course, I haven't actually checked this page for content, so I'm not sure if it is suitable, or heaven forbid it should have some bad words in it that you may be able to see, and I apologize if that's the case. Wasn't planning on actually doing this part of the process now, but I forgot when I turned the camera on that the signatures were like this. Now you can see I'm getting a bit more resistance, so I'm just kind of, I don't know if you can see here, there's kind of a bunching of paper in the hole, and I think that's from when they put the sewing through. Little pieces of paper that come from the hole itself kind of get pushed through. So just taking my time to try and ease it away from the stitches and the spine as best I can without tearing it too much, because the more it tears, the less stable the paper becomes. Okay, so where's my tweezers? Sometimes I've actually gone in and I've pulled those little pieces of paper out, and it just stops them from tearing the page I'm trying to remove more than it needs to. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. And any papers that don't come out whole I can still use, so I'm not particularly worried. There we go. I do find often that the last page doesn't come away quite so easily, and this one won't because it's actually attached to this piece of card. So I'll tear that away, and that can just go into, I'll probably pop that in with my glue pages so I can make a pen out of it. And then this would be glued in as well, so the same with that. And so once I've done that, I would then go and find the stitches for my next signature. Now, I looked to find the stitches for these signatures while it was bound into the book, and the stitching is actually, there's a join along here that was sort of bound into the book, and it didn't become possible to open that out until after I cut this whole set of pages out of the book. I'm just looking to see where my next, well, I thought there were more. Maybe I've gone too far. Now it looks like this way. There they are in there. So again, I can open that out. It is catching slightly where it's folded by the look of it. So you just need to tease it out. Now I'm not going to do any more with that. I've kind of got myself sidetracked. So that's what I'm going to do with the pages out of that book. Just dusting that off now. What do I want to do with you? So it's all pretty well intact. I have gone through with the blade a little bit. No, that's unfortunate. Okay. That's okay. So what I will need to do is reinforce that somehow. It's actually not very thick there now that I'm looking at it. Piece of card in there, I'm thinking. Oh, you'll do quite nicely. Let's say about there. that hasn't quite cut through properly. Okay. And about there. Oh, what did I do? Okay. I have no idea how that happened. Let's try that again. Oh my goodness. So say about there. Good grief, what did I do then? I have no idea how that happened. I must have completely lost my mark. I was too busy focusing on the movement of my table. I've shifted it across a little bit because I noticed that I was making my camera jiggle the other day, but now it's lost its stability and it's my whole table seems to have more movement. Just like I might have to move it back. Let's make this mark bigger so I might actually see it. Right, focus. Okay. Oh, hopefully that's a little more realistic. Okay. Just like I want to just grab my scissors. And this is where I've cut into the spine. But that's okay, I'll work around it. I've said before, and I'll say it again, sometimes I feel like things happen for a reason. And I don't know, I've had some really amazing fun results when I've made mistakes and I've had to rethink or rework what I was doing, and I just go, well, it's like the universe was telling me that this is how it was meant to be, because I've really loved the results at the end. So just going to go with it. And then trimming the excess paper on this side. And brushing away my debris. Okay, let's see if I did better. I need to cut that little piece away, that's still bothering me. Oops. to make that a fraction smaller, I'm thinking. I did wonder when I cut it whether it was going to be too big. I'm like, where did my mark go? Trying to make friends with my paper trimmer, so I'm finding I reach for it for things that, well, let's be fair, I haven't reached for my paper trimmer for a long time. And I don't know whether I'm reaching for it because that's actually what I need, or because I am trying to become more used to actually relying on my paper trimmer again. Okay, so that reinforces and it can still fold. Okay, so I'm gluing that into place. I'm going to use my fabric glue. And this is purely to reinforce that spine. I love the way that's sitting in there actually. To reinforce the spine. And then just thinking I will need to cover it in something because I've cut into it accidentally. So I'm giving this a really good coverage of glue because I want it to adhere really well. It's got an important role to play. I was looking for my paper towel, but I've actually used it. Oh, I do have another piece there, never mind. Make sure that's closed properly. Okay. Where is my bone folder? Going to see if I can get this. I feel like it's not quite attached to the edges, and that's my fault because I was worrying about paper towel. I forgot to spread the glue right to the edges. So I'm going to use my arc glitter glue to get, oops, as close to the edge as possible. And I'm going to burnish that down really well. And I'm going to have a look at this side. And do the same thing. So just applying the glue to get to the very edge of that card. And burnishing it down. I do have a bit of seepage up here. Oops, it's just not attaching. That's better. Okay, I don't think that's too bad now. What I think I might do is cover the spine with some calico. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I get the right size. So about there. My basket of my fabric scraps used to be within arm's reach to my right. It's now on a shelf above a set of shelving behind me, so I kind of have to get up off my chair to reach it, which isn't as fabulous as it was when it was in the other location, but it did get it off my other desk, which was kind of fabulous. So I am loving that. I don't think I want it quite so wide. I'm going to say about there. Okay. And that's a fun little scrap. Just removing my strings that are coming away anyway. Seems this piece really wants to fray. Okay, what am I left with? I'm going to fray a couple more on this side and across the top and the bottom. Just trying to even them up really at this stage. Just a tad more than they are. Okay, pretty happy with that. thinking about there. So thinking I might use my wet fabric glue. So this is a fabric glue, it's a glue brand that I got from Spotlight, and I feel like I can get, I don't know why, I feel like this gives me a really good coverage. I think because it spreads a little easier than, oh, if I can get it open. Okay. My lid seems to be stuck on there. It actually just, I went to open it and it snapped this piece. So I'm just like, well, I'm wondering if there's a bit of glue that's gone hard. So just using my pliers to help me coax that off, and there is a big glue blob there. Okay, seems I have to. Sorry guys, a little bit of maintenance. Just like, and I haven't used this glue in a while, so I guess that's what happens. I was actually using this glue for all of my covers, but then for some reason I swapped to my other fabric glue, which I was using for everything else. For some reason I was just using this for my covers. It seemed to be my preferred choice. I don't think that's too bad. So I don't have a whole lot left in this bottle. I'm hoping it comes out okay. Really, really handy little tool is to have a paper clip that you've opened out. I use it for all sorts of things, and on my desk here I have this little tray and I keep the cap for my glitter glue, but I have a couple of different, this paper clip, if you can see, I've hooked at the end, comes in handy for things too. I do have a couple of these, so my other one is here. As I said, I use them for all sorts of things. This looks like one to me that I've opened up and then put back together again. So I just keep those there. Oh, here I've got another one. Different shapes and sizes depending on what I need them for. Okay, so, oh yes, it's definitely still liquid. And I'm not quite sure how far I need to go, so I'm hoping I do okay. I just remembered I was going to sand this first. Silly me. I have the brush that I was using for the gesso, so I'm just going to use it. And hope that this adheres okay, because I did plan on sanding it just to rough it up and then I forgot. I was just like, you know what, at the end of the day, I've got other books here. I can always start again if this doesn't work out. Excess glue. Just a hot mess, really. Making sure my fabric is the right way. And that glue is seeping through, and that's not my preferred look, but it's okay. Just trying to make sure I'm straight. You can see that's gone straight to my surface. Never mind. Okay, so I do have excess quite a bit on here, and I'm not sure whether I've got a bit of water still in my brush too, I'm thinking, so it's probably watered the glue down a little bit, which makes me a little nervous, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. Just want a little bit more glue. We'll see how I go with that. Okay, so I might come from the bottom first. And I'm gluing these down. I don't want them you'll see why when I get to the next part of my cover. Okay, I need a little bit more for those edges. Okay, just making sure it's all attached properly. I like the way that's sitting there. Fabulous. Just fluffing those out so I can get them facing into the cover rather than down. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sure you're going, what on earth is she doing? She's playing. She has no idea what she's doing. She's just playing. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and then we will get to the next part of the cover once it has finished drying. In the meantime, I'm going to leave this video here. In the meantime, I'm going to continue painting my chipboard pieces, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. So okay, so thank you so much for joining me while I've worked on my cover. I'm excited about how it's going to turn out, and I look forward to sharing with you all. So please everybody, stay safe, stay inspired, and happy crafting. I look forward to seeing you all soon, everybody. Bye for now.